Thank you, AMSA, for inviting us and bringing the tourism industry to the table to discuss connecting immigrants to employment opportunities in BC's tourism industry. Just a short word about me. Like Kathy said, I moved to Vancouver directly from St. Lucia just over 2 years ago. So I was 2 years ago. I was probably one of your clients. So I kind of walk the walk and I know exactly what it is to be on both sides of the table. I went through the Skills Connect program, went back to school here, went to SFU, did my practicum of Destination BC, and then found my job at go2hr. So I'm very honored, very blessed, and happy to be here to present to you. So what is go2hr? So we are a nonprofit organization. We are BC's tourism and hospitality industry, HR association, nonprofit, we're non-government. And like Kathy said, we're responsible for coordinating the BC tourism labor market strategy. And part of what we do in coordinating that strategy includes helping BC's tourism businesses in recruiting, retaining, and training employees, thus supporting the growth of the industry. So, an overview of the tourism industry. In 2013, the tourism industry in BC generated $13.9 billion in revenue. It's a huge industry. The industry paid over $980 million in tourism-related provincial taxes. We had $7.3 billion in value added to the BC economy. There are over 19,000 tourism-related businesses in the province. Over 270,000 tourism-related jobs in BC, and $4.5 billion in wages and salaries were paid in 2013 to people working in the industry in BC. So it's quite an important industry in the province. The projected growth for the industry, and these figures are up to 2020. The sector of tourism which will see the biggest growth is actually food and beverage services. So we expect to see over 43,000 new jobs in food and beverage opening up in between 2010 and 2020. So these are actually figures for a 10-year period, 2010 to 2020. The second largest sector would be recreation and entertainment, followed by accommodation, services, transportation, and travel services. So the outlook for BC, and these are the labor market stats we have for like I said, for 2011 to 2020. So because of the sheer growth of the industry, new operations, new businesses opening up, businesses expanding, and so on, we expect to see new job openings of over 46,000. Plus, like every other industry in the province, we have an aging population, people leaving the workforce, mainly through retirements. So replacement jobs due to retirement, over 61,000, which cause an aggregate of 108,000 total job openings between 2010 and 2020. The labor demand, this is the demand by businesses for new employees. We have close to 320,000 workers demanded. The supply is 305,000. So we see a labor shortage in tourism of over 14,000 persons in this 10-year period. This is not unique to tourism. I think all other industries we see are facing the same shortages. Top occupations in demand. The biggest occupations in demand in tourism in BC would be largely in food and beverage. So food and beverage servers, food counter attendants, and kitchen helpers, followed by cooks and chefs. And we already see these shortages all throughout the province and all regions of the province. These shortages are very much there. We hear from operators of having to adjust their opening hours because they simply can't find staff, or they can't find chefs, and they can't find cooks. So the challenges are already there. We're at that point where the shortages are here. And we're not the only province, we're not the only country looking for cooks and chefs. Cooks and chefs are very much in demand all over the world. So the top shortages in the province are, food, like I said, food and beverage servers, food counter attendants, and kitchen helpers. These are where we see the biggest shortages in BC, and based on the demand for food and beverage services, these figures aren't surprising at all. And this is what's causing this shortage. So before 2013, there was an oversupply of labor, followed by the time between 2013 and 2014. We see a change in the demand and supply figures for tourism, and we know that there are 20,000 less students in grade 7 as there are in grade 12. So we have a smaller population of workers going into tourism jobs. At the same time, you have a problem of greater number of people leaving the workforce due to retirements. And our industry, more than any other industry, depends so largely on the youth population. 38% of our industry relies on youth. So when our industry is so highly reliant on a younger population, which numbers are decreasing, and we have a double whammy, all the workers in the workforce are retiring, hence the reason for our shortages in tourism. In addition to that, these are the unemployment rates for January, so last month. So in every region of the province, the unemployment was below 6%. So there is not a whole lot of labor available. A summary by region, and we've done the figures, we have the stats. They will be uploaded to the site by each region, so you could actually see the figures, the demand and supply for each of the regions and the shortages, I will not go through them in this presentation, but you can access them after the presentation, which will be on the website. You could also find them on our own website, go2hr.ca. So, in terms of the summary by region, Vancouver Coast and Mountains obviously will see the highest number of job openings and the greatest labor shortages, followed by Vancouver Island, and then the Thompson Okanagan. So these are the figures and these are the shortages for each of the regions. Go2's role in all of this. So we are a coordinating body between employers, employees, training providers, agencies, and other support services. So what we do, we provide a lot of resources. We almost like the wingman for tourism businesses in BC. So we provide resources, everything HR related, to allow them to become competitive in terms of attracting, retaining, and training their labor force to become competitive. So on our website, we have resources in best practices in recruiting, retaining, training, successfully creating their workforces, legal articles. We have a job board, a tourism-only job board where employers can advertise their jobs for free, and employees apply directly to these companies for those jobs. For employees, we have, for your clients basically, we have over 400 career profiles which your clients can read upon, see what interests them. We have salary information, we have tips on getting involved in the industry, getting started, writing a good cover letter, a good resume, getting entry-level experience, training information on training providers. We have courses we offer, including serving it right. So anybody who serves alcohol or sells alcohol in the province are required to do serving it right. It is the responsible beverage service for BC. Go2hr runs that training program. Food Safe by Correspondence as well, and a number of other training programs we offer as part of our resources to job seekers and employees. We also play a coordinating role between training providers and agencies and other support services. So while we do not necessarily provide very specific resources for new immigrants or any specific demographic, what we do is play a coordinating role between these different bodies. On our website, we have a good wealth of resources for employers on hiring new Canadians. As you can see, it's kind of small here, but This whole section is dedicated to giving our industry the tools to successfully hire and retain immigrants and foreign workers. So if you take a look at our website, I'm sure it will be a good resource for you as well. So, industry training. We work closely with the Industry Training Authority on trades training and apprenticeship for the tourism trades, which includes the cook program, the baker program, meat cutter, and the tidal angling guide program. So these are the 4 tourism trades. So we work closely with the Industry Training Authority on these. We provide, like I said, other resources, other training on our website. For example, Leadership to Go, which would be for supervisors and mid-management, mid-managers in tourism operations in BC. Like I said, serving it right, food safe, and we also work closely with eMerit in providing a lot of their own training programs for tourism. Our training partners include Link BC, which is responsible for post-secondary training programs in the province. World Host through Destination BC, which is a good entry-level training for your clients. If they're looking to get into tourism and they require that first step, that first entry-level training, World Host through Destination BC is one of those. If they're interested in post-secondary education in tourism, through Link BC. Again, the Industry Training Authority for the tourism trades. And we also have a tourism directory on our website, which provides a whole range of tourism programs, the tourism programs that are offered in the province. So if you do a search based on any sort of tourism program, whether it's outdoor recreation, whether it's tourism management, international hotel management, a master's, diploma, whatever level it is, we have that training directory on our website. So, skills new Canadians need. Soft skills, and I'm sure I don't need to go into what soft skills are. Language requirements. It absolutely helps if people who work in our industry speak multiple languages. It absolutely helps. But the reality is that more or less that English is the language that is used in our industry. But it's also an asset if your clients can speak other languages, absolutely, especially when they deal with a specific market. Flexibility in moving to regions outside the Lower Mainland. Yes, we saw the highest demand for labor will be in the Lower Mainland, and the biggest shortages will be in the Lower Mainland. But the competition the competition is less outside of the Lower Mainland. So we always encourage new immigrants to, as much as possible, to remain open to moving outside of the Lower Mainland to other regions where there may be less competition for their specific skill. So if your clients have that flexibility to move, it definitely will serve them well in finding that first job or that new position in Canada. Of course, overcoming the lack of Canadian work experience. And it may be through volunteering, practicums, internships, but overcoming that barrier is important, especially in this context of tourism and ensuring the quality assurance of serving in tourism and maintaining that strong tourism product. That's one of the barriers that has to be overcome. And of course, managing expectations. So a client coming in from outside with a wealth of experience, let's say as a hotel manager, may need to be a little realistic in the expectations that he or she may not shoot straight into the position that he or she left at. They may have to take 1 or 2 steps back just to gain that first level of experience here, and after which they can grow easily. And we say that it's not just for new immigrants, that's a reality of our industry. Somebody who comes out from university, who finishes a master's in tourism and hospitality, is no guarantee that you're going to go straight into a management role. Our industry's one is such that everybody starts at the bottom and gains that entry-level experience and works their way up and proves themselves throughout the industry. So I think managing expectations is something that new Canadians have to be cognizant of. So recommendations for supporting agencies, that's for your clients. learn about the tourism industry. Make sure we have a ton of resources on our website about the industry, labor market information, salary information, just the product itself. Destination BC also has a fantastic website where you can learn about the product. Have your clients experience the product. Have them learn about tourism. Have them go out and experience what it is that tourists want to see or tourists want to visit, and just learn and experience the product for themselves. Of course, strengthen their language competencies, like I said. Preparing their Canadian resume and cover letter. In my own experience, I think that is a major barrier and a major hurdle that a lot of clients have to overcome. Properly marketing themselves, using their resume and cover letter as a marketing tool for themselves, and really tailoring it for the job they're applying for, not just a generic resume and cover letter. Really showing a Canadian employer that they have the skills that they are asking for. Ensure appropriate training and education for the positions they're applying for. Training and education, of course, it will be specific to whichever job they're applying for, but our industry, maybe more than any other industry, is one that is open to hiring people with absolutely no experience. Our industry relies more heavily on having the right attitude and the right work ethic than let's say, having a degree in hotel management. Our industry hires for attitude and trains for skill more than any other industry. I mean, there are definitely certain roles where you will need to have specific skills. For example, if you're applying for a chef role or a hotel manager role, of course there will be certain training and education as required. But more than any other industry, we will hire persons with absolutely no experience once the attitude and the customer service orientation and the work ethic is there. Obtain Canadian experience, volunteer, practicum, internships. All of these things will add to their resume and make them more marketable and easier to get into the workforce here in Canada. And this is our website, go2hr, a wealth of information. If you haven't taken a look at it yet, please do so. You'll be amazed by what you find on our website. We have labor market information and reports, both regionally and provincially. We have done so much research over the years. So if you're looking for information for your clients or to prepare reports for tourism, it's there. Articles on best practices, HR, legal articles, articles for employers on immigration and successfully creating that multicultural workforce. Like I said, we have career profiles, over 400, where your clients can find out more about each of the profiles of the industry, salary information and available jobs. And our job board, we have hundreds of tourism jobs on our website, from entry level all the way up to management jobs, all throughout the province, in every single region, seasonal, full-time, part-time, you name it. So have your clients go on to go2hr.ca, where they can get more information about working in tourism and what's required, and they can apply directly for the jobs that they're interested in. So thank you. Here's my contact information, and I'm available for any questions after. Thank you very much.